We'd like to request to have the prior witness testimony stricken from the record due to, I don't have
proper character evidence.
the psychologist.
The psychologist?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Is Dr. Bonnie
Well, she's going to explain it to you.
Dr. Bonnie Avery?
Fill her in later.
We'll talk about this later because we need to have both sides.
Okay. And then, really quickly, could you please relate again your murder criteria for the court?
Okay, am I allowed? Is that cool? Yes?
You can't state your opinion about it.
In my expert opinion, through all the research that I've done, there are 8 characteristics of a murderer. And I believe that I'm allowed to research the life of the person involved in this case.
Please just answer the question.
Okay. Please calm down.
Okay,
whatever. Most killers.
Witness, show proper respect to the court, please.
Of course.
Keep your answers to the point.
Most killers are in their 20s or 30s. They are single or divorced. They often torture animals. They have an extraordinarily high IQ. They come from dysfunctional families with an absent father, which you have proven many times.
That's your opinion.
Excuse me. Keep to your...
Oh, okay.
We just want to
hear it again. So.
They suffer childhood abuse. They have a history of attempted suicide, and they're often loners with very few social connections.
Okay, for animal cruelty, you noted yesterday the killing of the pheasants, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that that was an example of animal cruelty, correct?
Right.
Because in Phase the 5th, chapter XLI, I'm not very good with numerals.
Yeah.
It goes on to, she was sleeping and,
Who's she?
Tess, excuse me. And then Tess perceived that there was what was going on, which disturbed her, and she goes on to describe there were under the tree several pheasants lay about with their rich plumage dabbled with blood. Some are dead, some feebly twitching, a wing, etc. And then she goes, with the impulse of a soul who could feel for kindred spirits sufferers as much as for herself, Tess' first thought was to put the still living birds out of their torture. And to this end, with her own hands, she broke the necks as many as she could find, leaving them to lie where she had found them till the gatekeepers could and should, etc. And then she says, poor darlings, to dispose myself the most miserable being on earth in the sight of such miseries as yours.
Change on purpose. We're done.
Okay. She did it.
What is the question?
So the question would be, how do you consider that animal cruelty if she was putting them out of their misery?
Well, psychologically,
Do you consider that animal cruelty?
In my expert opinion, she did it to put the animals out of their misery, like you said. So to put herself out of her misery, she killed Alec.
No further questions. Okay.
I mean, I think that's motive enough. Like
Okay.
It's not as professional as we would like, but yes.
I apologize.
Okay.
All right,
So we're done.
no further questions.
The defense calls Mr. Angel Clare to the stand.
Psychologists are all crazy, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Angel Clare to the stand.
Yeah. You just have Luke.
Please remember, you are under oath.
I'm under oath.
Okay. Tell me, Mr. Clare, is it correct that you stated in your testimony that you believe murder is a far worse a crime than intercourse outside of marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
With this said, how did you react when Tess first told you about her past?
She's intimidating the witness.
Will you please withdraw to your space?
Personal space. Girls state.
Sorry.
Right. So, with this said, how did you react when Tess first told you of her past with Alec on your honeymoon?
I chopped her right out of my life.
So you fled?
Correct, I fled.
So you were unable to forgive her after she told you she had intercourse outside of marriage?
I did not. I stated that I did forgive her, but my memory of her and my image of her was flawed, and I was having a hard time, and I couldn't be the same with her, and I needed a break. I needed a break.
Because you
before I went to
quoted,
Brazil.
forgiveness does not apply in this case.
Yes, please.
You can't interrupt the witness.
Counsel, please let the witness finish. Do you want to finish?
I just basically, I needed some time off. I was shocked, and the whole relationship that it was built on had, broken right in half before my eyes on the night of my wedding, and it was just really hard to take in, and I really needed some time off to think about things. And after my stint in Brazil, after I thought about it, I said, I've been too harsh, and I read.
Okay. I guess, I don't know, point out, but you stated on page 235, forgiveness does not apply in this case, insinuating that you did not forgive Tess. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just said that I needed some time off and I went home and then.
Okay.
Time?
Well,
It's been
we have like 2 minutes.
okay.
Well,
We'll give you 2 more minutes. When it hits 9 o'clock, we need to begin our closing.
Oh, then we need to do Brooks for
Okay.
the questioning. Ms. Brooks, please.
This is really rushed.
Yeah, it
Is there any way we could do
It's
some
like a hardness.
Okay.
You're under oath, Ms. Brooks.
Okay. Yesterday, you stated your accounts of the day and mentioned all that you saw through the keyhole. With your hand, can you please show me how big the keyhole was?
The keyhole?
Yes.
Well, I could only see a corner of the breakfast table,
Then
so.
how big was the keyhole? With your hand,
Small.
show me. Approximate the size of the keyhole.
In mathematical terms?
No, just show me with your hand. Right. So you stated that you became afraid of the speaker. Who was the speaker?
Well, it kind of made sense that the speaker was one of the D'Urbervilles because they were the people staying on the
Oh yeah.
first floor, so.
Who was it? Which one?
Alec?
Correct. So you ran away because you were scared. What were you afraid of?
Well, things were getting a little rowdy, so, first thing I do is I'm taking cover. I just want my money.
So you were afraid of getting caught by Mr. Alec.
I was not afraid of getting caught. I was afraid of getting hurt.
Ah, so if you, an outsider, were afraid of being harmed by Mr. Alec when you were not even in the room.
I was not afraid of.
I didn't ask a question. If you were not afraid of being in the room, interesting how Mrs.
Are you
Jackson
asking
that
a
was
question?
I'm about
Wait a
to.
minute, save it for your closing. When you
Yeah,
ask the
you're not
question, we're almost out of time.
Thank you for
I
answering.
was not afraid of getting
I didn't
hurt
ask
by
the question.
Alec.
Wait,
I
no,
was-
she's
not even finishing your question, Rachel.
I didn't ask a question. Sophie, I didn't ask a question.
Last time I checked, this was
Please stick with attorneys.
I'll switch gears.
Attorneys, please. Just attorneys.
Time is up.
They were interrupted us.
They interrupt us. Can we have one more minute?
One question.
Thank you. So,
Come off your closing.
yesterday you said that, okay. You said that the knife was on the bed. Is this correct? The knife was separate from the bed. You say that it was off the bed. When in
Say
fact
yes
there
or
was no
no,
evidence
yes.
that the knife was.
Yes.
Yes. There was no evidence that there was the knife on the bed. It was just penetrated through Alec's chest.
Well, it was covered in blood, so yes.
But did you state that the knife was separate from Alec?
Never
did.
mind.
So
You stated something contrary to that.
Okay, I
You can't
think
answer
we're
a
gonna
question
call
for
this-
your witness.
I asked her a question.
Attorneys,
She said
you
yes.
can bring this all in your closing remarks, because we need to.
Final question, do you acknowledge that you had a limited view and that you left partway through it, so you do not know how it actually concluded?
Besides,
Just yes or no?
Yeah. No further questions.